do yourself a favor. There's a series on Netflix, and I believe it's called Game Changers, I believe. But it's documenting, it documents some of the top coaches on the planet. And there's a whole bunch of series, and I'm addicted to it. Like, how many of you can tell that I like doing this thing that I'm doing up here? How many can tell? I enjoy it, right? Like, for me, when I'm here, time stands still. You guys with me? Yes? Like, I look at the clock and go, where's the time gone? You understand? Like, I am exhausted when I finish a 2-day event, but I'm so fulfilled. You guys understand? Yes? You understand? So I'm just addicted to that show because it gives the whole insight of these top coaches and how they have to get the best out of people. That's why I love it. What do they have to do to get the best out of people? I'll give you 2 examples. Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho's got one, and he's one of the most eccentric people you'll ever meet, you know. And he says, they ask him in the interview, they go, how do you coach someone like Ronaldo? And like, he's quite like arrogant, you know. And he goes, coach Ronaldo? You don't coach Ronaldo. You coach Ronaldo on how to play on your team. You don't make Ronaldo better. You just get out the way. You guys understand, yes? Just get out the way. Just coach him how to play on your team. You don't coach Ronaldo. There's one line that's worth writing down, and for your team members, by the way. Sometimes it's just getting out the way and putting them in their genius zone. And one more thing I'll tell you, and probably the most helpful one for some of you, or it was very helpful for me because it was probably one of the only coaches on there that was a one-on-one coach, and it was Serena Williams' coach. It was brilliant. Absolute French guy, I forget his name now. But he tells the story, and please write this down. He tells the story. Well, you see, Frank spoke about speaking it into reality, yes? But what happens is your little voice says, if I say the thing that's not realistic, am I being realistic? Your little voice goes, that's not realistic. Have you guys, is it just me, or do you guys have a little voice too? Hello? Yeah. So he tells this brilliant story, and he tells a story about a lie becoming reality. A lie becoming reality. And here's the story. At the time, Serena Williams, he went to Serena and they said a couple of things. One, he said, as a coach, and by the way, some of you might be in this place, he says, the minute you're fearful of losing your job, you've lost as a coach. What I mean by that is, you'll hold your tongue and you won't tell the person what they need to hear. Number one, the minute you're fearful of not saying the thing to lose your job, you've lost as a coach. Okay, mentor, coach, whatever. Many of you are in those positions. Because sometimes you need to say the thing that they may not want to hear. You guys understand, yes? So, number one. The next thing he said was, Serena Williams at this tournament, and her stats, every time she goes to the net. So, Serena Williams' whole game, he goes to the whole thing, is based on big serve, poor return, and she's at the neck, and she's ready to smash it. Right? I'm not a big tennis guy, but that's the analogy. Right? And so, for her, she goes to the net, and every time she's at the net, basically, I think she's got like something like a 20 or 30% completion rate. Whereas like most people will be like 80% from a poor return to finish the job. She's like sitting at 20% and she's losing tournament after tournament after tournament. And he goes, he uses something that he makes her believe the opposite of what's going on. Sometimes that's what a declaration is. That's what an incantation is. That's what a constantly saying the thing is. You become the thing. You become the thing. Because you say it enough, you start to believe it. But he just fast-tracked it. So he goes to Serena. He goes to Serena in the practice before one of her games. Now, she's played about 3 or 4 games in the tournament. And she has won them. But he says to the camera, she's playing terribly. But he goes to her and he says the only way she's going to win this tournament is if she cleans up that stat. She's got to have those winners at the net. And he goes to her and he goes, hey, I just want to tell you, every time you go to the net, you win, eh? Serena looks at him and goes, I thought I was terrible at the net. And he looks at a piece of paper. It's blank. He goes, well, it's not what the stats tell me. And she goes, really? He's like, yeah, like, I'm just looking at last, like, every time you go 72%, 37%, like, you went from 37 to 72% win rate, 72% when you go to the net, so I'll just start doing that more. And guess what happened? She believed it. She believed the lie. And guess what happened? She started winning at the net. You guys understand, yes? So sometimes, just so you guys fully understand, is you think it's silly to write down the goal. You think it's silly to write down the incantation. You think it's silly to say, I am doing this. I am this. I am going to become this. I am great at this. But the thing is, sometimes for you, it feels like a lie. That's what happens. You feel like, oh, well, I'm not really, doesn't feel right. But the truth is, the thing that you say becomes the truth. But you either have to hear it first or say it first. You have to hear it first or say it first. Most of the times, people aren't going to come up to you and go, I say this to people all the time. I say it to you guys all the time. You're not as good as you think you are much better. Because the truth of the matter is, it's just thinking that you're better that makes you better. It's just thinking that you're better than you are makes you better than you are. You guys understand, yes? Powerful story. There's a lot of analogy there. The lie, for instance, you just lied to her. You said I lied to her. I told her what you need to hear. And it became a reality because she believed it. Because it was fact. It's fact. He just told her, well, that's not what your stats tell you. And she went on to do exactly those statistics and win the tournament. So, hey docs, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. And if you haven't yet checked out one of my free books, New Patient Avalanche, how to get a ton of new patients into your practice, or Practice Growth Speaking Secrets, how to do lunch and learns and corporate talks, and how to get people to come to you for informational talks, click on the link below, grab a book. They're absolutely free. All you do is pay for shipping. I think it's $7.95 or something. And you get all the templates and everything you need and cool bonuses within them to fulfill those things like downloads, etc. Click on the link below, grab one of those books, and I hope it's helpful. See you soon.